All right, people, welcome to the podcast, Turn or Burn, where we got another episode on today. Guys, before we begin, we need you to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Make sure that you subscribe. All right, so we got another good topic on today. Tony, what is our topic on today?
Today we're going to be talking about sex or celibacy. Which one's best?
Wow. So
which one's best?
Sex or celibacy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also does it ruin or help a relationship in the beginning or end?
Oh, that's pretty. That sounds like it's gonna be pretty deep.
Yeah.
I know that we got a call on today too.
Yeah. We also have a caller today. We'll be introducing her in a few minutes, but we got a fact of the day.
Okay. Cool. As you all, everybody should know by now, we had one of Malcolm X's daughter. I believe she was a twin, which is Malika Shabazz.
If you're saying yeah.
Yeah, she passed at age 56. And it is so crazy. It's wild because she died a little bit after they had exonerated the two guys that was supposedly involved in the murder of her father.
Okay.
So this was that's like a double
whammy, but
yeah.
So she was able to see and hear about
the exoneration.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're saying that it may be underlying issues that she had already had, okay. But it's just a sad thing that that she's gone.
Yeah. So you think it was so it was nothing bad about it. No shot. I mean, not shot, but no.
Not that we know of. They looking at it as it's an underlying issue. As of right now. They're not looking at somebody going to do anything to or anything like that. They saying it was an underlying issue. And something like they'll put more out as they get more.
Just natural cause of death.
Right. So, but it was just that's an iconic figure, Malcolm X, and then you have
with his daughter, and you said she was a twin.
Yeah, she was a twin. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she was a twin. But she was a twin of another, I guess, sister or whoever it was. But she was a twin. So sad. Yeah. But I think the guy who actually did it, he actually confessed. I think the story said that the government withheld information on these two guys that had been exonerated. And
when they could have been free. The government withheld information that they shouldn't have held. Okay, so the guy who actually did it admitted to it.
Yeah, confessed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and that's what freed him.
Well, no. I think they went deeper into the investigation and they kind of seen some things that wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Or so yeah. I mean, the letter of the law is you got to be able to. It's got to, yeah. So, but anyway, sad story. So we're just praying for her family as well.
Yeah, condolences to the family.
Right.
Yeah, but to the topic. Okay. Celibacy or sex?
Man, before we get to the caller, what do you think about it?
What I think about celibacy. Yeah. Celibacy is a good thing. If you can hold out for it, some people are stronger than others. Mm-hmm. I don't know, celibacy or saving your virginity. Which one you think is? I mean, I don't know. Saving your virginity is best. Until marriage. That I think that's the best way to go. Mm-hmm. But we all fall victim to,
what do we
society,
all fall?
I guess, it's supposed to be good.
Wait a minute, you said we all fall victim. What do we fall victim to?
Not everybody, but I mean, society and what everybody think that's of today, what people think about. As a child, you think about it as, okay, I got to break my virginity so I can be a big person, or you know how society.
I don't think they run around doing it.
Well, when you're in high school, that's what you think about. Middle school, everybody think about. It's true. You know what I mean? It's true.
Got you. Okay.
We got a call on the line today, and we're gonna try to see what we think about it. We're gonna see what she has to say about celibacy and sex and before marriage. And does it ruin or help a relationship? I guess from the beginning, or does it make it to the end, or how does it turn out?
Yeah, very interesting. So let me ask you this. We'll let the caller introduce it. What caller?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. We're gonna see if we can get you to help us out today. Um,
I'll see what I can do.
you see what you can do. All right, well you can go ahead and introduce yourself and
Okay. Well, my name is Shallon, and I'm here to share.
you're here to
Um,
share.
I'm here to share. I just want to talk a little bit about my experience um, on both sides of that. Like what you were saying, Tony, about saving your virginity until marriage. Yeah, that's something that I wish I may have done, but it didn't happen that way because, like you said, we fall into temptation.
Right there, yeah,
You
Right.
victim
know,
of
you
temptation.
hear the stories about it, and like that's what led me to my first experience. My cousin, she was like, very um sexually active, and she would always talk about it. Oh, it's so good, you should try it. And I didn't listen to her for a while, but then I'm like, well, maybe I'll try it. And I just wish I had have waited, to have been with someone and there was like love and commitment and intimacy apart from sex, all
Right.
those other aspects that come with that. But I didn't, and it was just like, oh, he's my boyfriend, I guess I'll try it. And it was like one of the most unpleasant experiences that I have ever had
Really.
sexually.
So let me ask you this. How old were you?
I don't even remember. I may have been 13.
Wow.
13 or 14 the first time I tried.
Oh my
So do
goodness.
you
Yeah.
blame that on influence or
I can't
peer
blame it on
pressure?
influence or peer pressure because it still was my decision. But being young, we do fall victim to peer pressure. So, because I don't want to blame my cousin.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I can say peer pressure is very influential in that aspect because you don't want to be like the only one that's not. Or I say I probably would have need stronger influences that would persuade me not to. If I had have had those influences, then maybe I would have made better choices.
Okay. Yeah.
But even after my first experience, I waited after that. I just didn't want to anymore because it wasn't pleasant.
Right.
Wow.
So the next time I did, I think I may have been 16 or 17,
Okay.
and it was with my high school sweetheart. So it was a different experience.
Right. Right.
Wow.
So the question is, okay, so do you think if you had a waited and it was your high school sweetheart, do you think that would be the person? Do you think the relationship would have lasted longer if you had a waited?
No,
No.
because look, he was already cheating and I was doing it. So what was going to be the difference?
Oh man.
I mean, it wouldn't have changed
It
anything. He
wouldn't have
probably
changed
just
anything.
would have been with someone else, because I wasn't, or he would have been cheating like he was doing anyway,
I
you
got.
know.
Okay.
Wow.
So, um, yeah, I don't think that made much of a difference in that aspect.
Wow.
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 So, moving on up. I mean, so I guess at an older age now, what do you think about celibacy and having sex and being in a relationship? And does it harm the relationship in the very beginning,
I
or
think
having sex too early? Do you think that causes the relationship to move faster and evolve faster and be over faster, or do you think it helps the relationship out, or do you think it harms that relationship?
I think that having sex too early is like it has its consequences. just like having sex has consequences. Um, and the consequences are you becoming involved with someone who you probably wouldn't have been with if you had not had sex with them. I find that like waiting to have sex, it gives you an opportunity to really get to know a person. It gives you an opportunity to have a more of an emotional connection. If you're going to have a connection, you'll be able to see if there's a connection there before connecting with them physically. If you connect with someone physically too soon, then you feel the connection that is just basically an illusion because you, like I was saying earlier, um, when you have sex with someone, it's like it just clouds your mind. It completely clouds your mind, and you can't see any of the red flags that you would normally see. And if you see them, you don't want to pay attention to them because you want to be with that person. I don't know about how it is for men, but when we have sex with someone, we become connected to them. It's almost like we have this attachment to them. I can remember being sexually involved with someone, and I just felt like I just had to be with this person, and they were very toxic, but I did not care because the sex was so good. It clouds your judgment, so you won't make good decisions concerning yourself or concerning the other person. Like I work in a field where I see a lot of women who have sex with guys so early they don't know that the woman that they're messing with is a complete nut. Because when guys like when guys I'm serious. Like when guys see a woman and he's attracted to her and she's pretty, he's trying to have sex with her almost right away, you know. And then what happens? Sometimes she ends up pregnant. Now you're fighting for custody over a baby that you had with someone who you just discovered is a nut. So if you had taken time to get to know this person, you would have known that's someone you didn't want to be connected with in that way.
Right.
Now you got 18 years or even longer to deal with this person that you wouldn't have had to dealt with had you waited.
That nut. That nut.
The nut from a nut.
Yeah. Oh man. You might be raising a nut.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Right. You don't even know about this person's genes. They could have some real nuts. I mean, people just gonna live on illness, some kind of psychosis or something in their family, and you done pass this on to your child. You don't even know it because you don't even know this person.
Wow.
Right. I think you also said sometimes they don't even know their name. They don't even know their full names.
Right. I'll ask them, well, who's the child's father? And they'll tell me something like Bookie or Red or something like that. You don't know his real name?
Wow.
What'd you say, Bookie?
Bookie. It's some nickname or something. Or they may know the first name, but they don't know the last name. They don't know where they work. They don't know where they live. They don't know where their family is. They don't know anything.
Wow. So basically, most likely got pregnant on the first night.
More than likely. I was in this gas station one day and I heard these two drug dealers having a conversation. And I knew they were drug dealers because they were talking about, the police catching them. And
that was my next question.
Money.
How you knew they were drug dealers?
Wait a minute. Do we need to shut down the program for this? Okay, but go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They were having a conversation, out loud, and they were just talking about how the police, he took 10 racks from him, and and how he had to get out of jail and stuff, and then how he was paying child support to this girl, and he was like, I don't even know her. He said that was just one night, and now I got this child, and I got to pay all this. I had to pay her $6,000. Now you're on child support for a child you had just because you wanted to hit it. So that's like a $10,000 or $6,000 consequence that you had to pay
a year. Or more. I mean, that's one-time payment. What I mean?
That was back child support. He was in arrears.
Oh wow, $6,000
so
in arrears.
He could not leave court without paying her, or he was going to jail.
Oh
wow, that is wild.
That's 16 racks there. He lost 10 and had to pay 6.
My God.
Damn.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, in your particular situation that you were in, I'm assuming that you're either married or you're celibate right now.
I am celibate right now.
Okay. Okay. And how long have you been celibate for?
Well, it'll be 2 years in February.
Well,
Look,
congratulations.
it's not that long now because I'm not perfect. Look, this probably my third go round.
Oh man, but 2 years,
look,
that's a long time.
yeah, but try to hold on, to your celibacy. But anyway, that's real good. Okay, so after, okay, what made you make that decision on being celibate? Is it
Well,
just a
I figured what I was doing wasn't working.
mm-hmm.
It wasn't working
Right?
for me.
Okay.
Um, just I wanted more than just like I said, a sexual connection. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted more than that. Also, I wanted to please God. You know, I
Mm.
am a Christian. I go to church, and I didn't want to keep doing that, but that was not my only reason.
Mm-hmm.
I had to suffer some consequences to understand why
Mm.
I needed to wait.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times God tells us stuff, but we don't know the why. And it's just like our parents when they said, "Don't touch that." You know, we don't know the why, so we want to touch it and see if it, if
Right.
it's real or what's going to happen next. And so that was me. God said, "Don't touch it." I wanted to touch it.
Mm.
So I had to get burned. I had to get knocked around and beat up. I had to get dragged in order to understand why he says to wait.
Wow.
And I when I say beat up and dragged, I don't mean physically or literally. I'm
Okay.
just saying
Gotcha.
about my emotions and my soul. Like my soul was damaged from having it. I call it acts of emptiness.
Mm.
Having sex with people that you are not that they're not your husband, they're not your soulmate, they're not the person that God has for you, and you're just you're wasting your energy, doing those things, and it does damage you in a way because a lot of times I walk away feeling like I was just like I just had no worth, outside of that because it's like for those 5 minutes you feel wanted, you
Mm.
feel needed, you feel comforted,
You
you
said
feel really good,
5 minutes.
but then
My
after
lord.
that, what's left? You
Jeez.
know, I want the what's left, but I want that before the sex. I
Mm.
want to feel that connection. I want to feel loved. I want to be adored. I want to be, I want to feel all of those things and have that kind of connection with the person before I have sex with them. Now,
Mm.
my plan is to wait until I'm married, but just in case that don't happen, I say
Mm.
I would at least be engaged, because
Mm.
I'm not perfect. I'm
Right.
human.
Right.
I'm flawed. I
Mm.
make mistakes, but I do know that I get another chance.
Mm.
I told you I'm about on my third round of celibacy now, but it, and I don't know how long I've gone before, but this is
Wow.
like kind of notable to me because for over a year I didn't even realize I wasn't having sex.
Mm.
Okay.
Wow.
But
One day
that
I just looked up and was like, "Oh my gosh! In February it'll be 2 years since the
Oh.
last time I had sex."
Oh wow. So what did you
And
do?
that
What
doesn't
did
mean
you?
I don't think about it or
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it. I just try not to focus on it.
right. Is that staying
Um,
busy, staying focused
yeah,
on what you need
I
to
have
do?
enough going on in my life to keep me occupied. And I really don't think about it as much. I try to make sure I'm not watching things that will tempt me on television
Hmm.
or engaging in conversations that may, lead down that road. I'm upfront about it right away with people so they don't even come at me like that because I don't like that.
Mm.
I'm not coming to your house. I don't even know you. I mean, like, you don't even know me, but you
Mm.
want to lay with me.
Mm.
Right. So
I
can
could be a nut,
you could be yeah. So let me ask you this question. So with you saying that you up front with it right away, um, what's the percentage of guys that continue to pursue after you've
it's
let
low.
them know?
It's a low
Is
percentage. Like a guy, I've met some guys who are okay with that. They say they are anyway.
right for how long?
They
Right.
say that, yeah, they say they are. Um, and for the most part, I believe them. One has said, he's waited before. He's been married before, so he said he waited then, and he doesn't have a problem waiting. And I believe that that would be the case with him, but I don't know about that. Anyway,
So you do
anyway.
have some prospects in your corner. You just
I mean, I talk to people and get to know them.
okay.
I'll say that.
Mhm.
And the more I talk to them and get to know them, and they know up front that
Mhm.
I'm not having sex, and that way I know what their motives are. Like, and a lot of times guys will hang around just because they don't believe you,
Right,
Right.
right.
and they're
They're
trying
up
and
for the
they want to.
challenge. Right.
Yeah,
And
they
you
Yeah.
up
got
for the challenge.
right. You
Yeah.
got a lot of guys that oh, she's celibate. Oh, let me try to hang
Yeah.
on. Let me try
Right.
to
Yeah. Let
It's
me see
been
if I
how
can break
yeah, I
long?
that.
can
Yeah.
yeah.
Look, they be like, it's been how long? Oh,
Yeah.
and you know what they're thinking. Oh, I said,
Oh, it's nice. It's nice and right now, ain't
Uh,
it? Man.
so wow, that's crazy. So let me ask you this: in the time that you wasn't celibate, were you with these guys that you were with? Were you giving them? What was you doing for them, or how was that relationship?
what do you mean?
As far as were you doing like wifely duties for them? Were you a live in with them, or
Well, one of them I did. Like, I used to date this drug dealer, and I
you got
lived
a
with
thing
him.
for drug dealers? We don't have
No,
to.
I
Should
don't.
we
They
listen
were
to
just
that
This is
conversation?
wait a minute. This may
No.
need to be our next show. She has a thing for drug. We got
no.
she peeping and listening to drug dealers. And now she's going with a drug. What's happening here? This is our next show. Wait a minute. What y'all think about it?
Write
Okay,
it
but
down.
come on. What you got? Come on, talk to us.
Okay, listen. I only dated one drug dealer.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Oh Lord.
yeah, and we did live together,
Mm.
and I was doing wifely duties basically.
Wait a
Yeah, I
minute.
took care of
What,
the
but let
house.
me be a little nosy because I like to be a little nosy. What was that
Okay.
lifestyle like? Being with a drug dealer.
Well, it was very. I mean, it wasn't what you think. I guess it was very laid back. Like we live like regular people do. But there was just drugs in the house. I guess.
That's way off the topic, man.
We had.
Like, did you see weight on the table? What did you what?
I did. I
Oh
did.
man.
I even rode with him on a couple of trips.
Hmm.
You know. But
So
I'm glad that. Let's
Yeah.
not get off
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah. We way off topic now.
well, no, we not too far off topic because
Okay.
you were saying you was in a relationship with him,
I
but
was.
y'all was only just connected through sex, right?
Well, it wasn't just that. I really did like him. I mean, it
Okay,
was.
okay,
But and the thing was, we did have sex early, and we
okay.
were together about 3 years.
Well, so let me ask you this to pry just a little bit more. How long did you let him wait before you actually gave it to him?
We didn't wait that long. We probably it might have been. Let me see.
2 hours, 4 minutes.
It might have been the first night. I'm
Oh,
serious.
good God! Oh, okay, okay.
He was so nice.
Oh,
Like he
okay.
didn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't your average drug dealer. He was like.
He was your average drug dealer.
Like
Yeah.
he wasn't hood, and well, I don't know. I don't want to stereotype, but
Right. But the
like when you
perception
picture a
of a
drug dealer,
good.
he was not.
Was
You
he
wouldn't
like
have thought he
James?
was one.
What was he like? Ghosts on Power?
I never watched that.
Oh man, it's a good show.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, go ahead. We listen.
Yeah, we listen. I don't know what he way out there.
I know. What's the question again?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God!
he way out
You
there.
know, we was talking about the did you provide wifely duties and all?
Oh,
This
I
and stuff like
did.
that.
I did.
Yeah.
I took care of the house. I took care of the dogs because we had um, a Rottweiler and some pit bulls, and I made sure everything was taken care of in the house. I washed clothes. I cooked. I cleaned, and he took care of all the bills.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
And I didn't work for like a year or two. Then finally, I was just like, I want a job. I got bored.
Boy. So, do you think the sex early in that relationship was an effect to the relationship ending, or what do you think that
No,
played its part?
I don't think the sex had anything to do with it ending. It was ending because he had got his well, he had got his second case or second charge. His first charge was attempted murder for shooting somebody in the club,
Hmm.
and the second was for drug trafficking. So after that second one, of course, you're looking at jail time and going to court and all that stuff. And he had started, it started bothering him, and it's like I felt like he was taking it out on me. Just
Did that make
being
the relationship
moody, mood
toxic?
swings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then accusing me of cheating on him because I was going to work. And I'm like, he didn't want me to go to work. So I end up getting my own place and moving out. And then he stalked me for a couple of months. And I had to get a restraining order. And then after that, I think he went on to jail.
Wow.
Wow.
So I got a question. I want to know, like, okay, so say um you meet a guy and you let him know ahead of time, hey, I'm in a celibate state right now. We're not gonna have sex, but we can do all the regular things that comes with the relationship, or just to begin a relationship. How far? I mean, how do you begin to develop that relationship and not have I mean, do you not kiss? Do you not hug? I mean, how do you go
Oh,
about,
yeah. I
trying to
mean, I
keep those
hug.
boundaries? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's communication. You have to communicate what your boundaries are, and if they respect you, they'll respect your boundaries.
That's good. That's good.
Um, so I look to hear what I would want them to say would be, I won't put you in a situation to compromise, your where you are or your celibacy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would just tell them, what I do is I don't mind hugs or kisses, but they not all, not too much kissing because kissing leads to other things, but
Right.
those things are fine. Cuddling, I like to cuddle.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Cuddle and lead to other things
it,
too.
it could, but if I feel something, I'm moving.
If you feel something,
I feel anything in my
Well, you
back.
better
you moving
you
out the
better
way.
not cuddle then.
Oh man, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes just not putting yourself in like situations where you could, like being at your apartment alone at night or watching movies and
Late at
stuff. Or
night. Yeah.
I mean, you would have to really be disciplined, both of you, in
Mm-hmm.
order to get any closer than that.
Mm.
But a lot of times it will be me with the discipline and not the other individual, and
Mm-hmm.
that won't work because I don't need any help with temptation.
Mm.
Right.
Right.
There's
I
plenty over
don't think
there.
nobody need that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what are the upsides of being celibate?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What? She,
I drew a blank.
I,
Anyway, there are
yeah, you
many
drew a blank on me.
benefits.
Okay.
There are many benefits to being celibate.
Okay.
I feel good about myself,
Okay.
because I remember how I would feel walking away from those situations
Hmm.
after I had been intimate with someone. Even when I was in relationships and stuff, I really wasn't thinking about celibacy or anything like that. And most of the time, when I was sexually active, I was either in a relationship or I had a close connection with someone that I felt, comfortable enough to be intimate with.
Mm.
I was never one that would just have one night stands, or sleep with a lot of different people. But even with that, I just wanted more. I wanted more for myself, and so for me, it's worth the wait because of what I want from it.
Hmm.
I don't want a shallow relationship. I don't want a relationship that's built off of sex or that, sex is the main priority. And I know guys gotta have sex. They want to have sex. And so I just think that if you really care about a person and love them enough, you'll respect that part of them, and then you'll do whatever it is that you need to do to get to that place with them where it may be an option, you know,
Right.
but it weeds out the guys that are only looking for sex. That's another benefit. It weeds them out quickly.
Right.
You know, you don't waste your time with someone who was just looking for a good time.
So it sounds like celibacy give you more time to focus on what you really need for yourself.
Right. What I need for myself and what I need from a man,
Right.
you know, other than just the sex. Because when you're married, you know, I've never heard a woman complain about the sex. I've never had a woman complain about how her man looks, but I hear them complain about the other stuff, the communication, the cheating, the um, um bad spending habits, stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it gives me I'm able to focus on the things that will make a solid foundation in a relationship, and not so much the things that they're just going to be automatic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually eliminates a lot of lust. A lot of
Lust.
lust
Yeah.
in a
Yeah,
relationship.
Yeah.
because we get lust and love mixed up,
Yeah,
y'all.
we really do.
Right.
We really do.
You be lusting for somebody and think you're in love with them.
Yeah.
You have some good sex with somebody, it'll make you think you're in love with them.
Right. Right. Right.
And
It
I
could make
think,
you
yeah,
crazy.
it could.
It can make you a nut.
And I think a lot of
Right.
relationships, a lot of relationships are built around sex. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But my question is, though, after you've been through the stages of celibacy and you have acquired that relationship and you required all of the other aspects you're looking for, and then you get to the sex part and it's not satisfying. Does that
Oh,
matter?
don't say that.
No, no,
Don't
no,
say
no.
that.
Let me finish. Let me finish. But what I'm saying is, though, okay, does the relationship and that you've established and created and built with that person until you got to that stage, do you look that would not be a deal breaker at that point, right? Because of the previous relationship that you have built. Am I right? Or
I would say
how do you?
I would say this because I've thought about that and I've had some conversations with God about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Lord, you know what I like, and I ain't wait this long to be disappointed.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can say that I would think because of the emotional connection and the intimacy that it would enhance the sex. But there, and I also think that we could work. That's something we can work on if it's just not, you know, up to par.
What
But
I missed something. What was the question?
Hold up, man.
What was you? What are we talking about now?
What?
what
I
we're
heard
talking
us.
about
I heard us say somebody. It could be something we talk about if it's not up to par.
no,
What?
it's
Since you
something
work
that we
on,
could work on.
work on.
So
Yeah.
you saying working on something?
Saying
Improving
improving the sex in the marriage
Right.
if you have
Okay.
built this strong relationship with the person
right.
And it's
So
not
I
working.
think
and the
it's
Anything.
sex is
worth-
not good.
Oh,
yeah, I think
okay,
it's worth
okay.
working on.
I missed all
Hold up, let
that.
her talk. Like we can't hear.
Like, did you zone out?
Yeah.
I zoned out. I guess I did. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay.
Y'all heard us say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is it not up
Well,
to
I was
par?
just saying, if you have all that, that's something worth working on. You
Right.
know, if it's something that you can work on. Now, if it's something relative to size, and we can't work on that, that would be the problem for
That
me.
that would
That's
that
why I
would
said,
that could
Lord,
be a deal breaker.
Lord, you know what? I did not wait this long to be disappointed.
You didn't wait that long to be disappointed.
Right.
Dang. Well, yeah.
All right, I won't say
Well, we gonna
anything
pray
on
all
that.
as well.
Yeah. Glory to God.
Yeah.
Help him, Lord. Help
Yeah.
him. Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, that's pretty. So let me. I gotta ask you this. You know. Okay. You gave me the upside to celibacy. So, what is the benefits of sex before? marriage. We'll just say that.
I would say the only thing I can think of is you know what you're getting, and it's no surprise.
That's all I can see. That was my only statement. I mean, you will know that.
Okay.
You find out your nut later. he or she.
But you're gonna get a nut inside the nut. Okay.
Yeah, you find out.
You got. So, but
it's gonna come out one way or another.
But basically, celibacy
has more. It has more to offer.
It's a benefit. You can you cannot be lusting after somebody. You got the opportunity of trying to actually learn their habits, learn what they like, learn what you like. A connection versus a sexual connection. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how would that be on the other that she was on the other foot though. What if a guy?
Yeah, a guy. I'm saying that he's gonna be celibate, but the women that he meet want sex.
Oh, it's like that all the time in the world, man. It's everywhere, man.
Huh?
It's like that everywhere, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
I ain't heard
There's
about
some celibate guys,
He's
man.
like, I don't know.
What do you mean, Tony?
But what I'm asking is, okay, do you think that would weed out the bad women too, or all the
that'll
women?
weed out the bad one. I mean, that'll weed out the ones who, as far as who just looking for that. Because women like guys these days.
Yeah.
They're
very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Exactly.
And women use sex as a tool of manipulation.
They do.
Just a manipulator. Bottom line.
What? I need to hear this. What you say now? Well, talk to me.
Women use sex as a tool of manipulation,
right,
and control.
Yes.
And to get what they want.
Oh, that's almost like that toxic masculinity. Right. Okay. But keep going.
If a man is saying he's celibate and this woman cannot use sex as her weapon, then this man his benefit is he don't get used by her.
Right.
Women use sex to get their bills paid.
Yeah.
Women use sex whatever they need, they use that as their golden ticket.
Right.
So that would eliminate that for men. Men wouldn't have to wonder, do she just want me, for my money because I'm paying her bills, but she giving me sex, but do she just want to have sex, or is she just it just eliminates so much for a man as well, because now you don't have to wonder about her motives.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah. Wow.
But with the man's ego, I mean, I'm just thinking outside the box.
I'm listening to you. Yeah,
I'm saying
I'm trying to hear about the ego
okay,
too.
but what about a man's ego? Say he is saying he's celibate, but he sees something that's attractive to him. But and he see great features, but she want to have sex, and I guess you just let it go, huh?
What you mean?
I mean, what I'm saying is, okay, you're celibate, but you see a girl at church that you like, or anywhere, you know what I mean, and she's into having sex before marriage, but you really want to give this an opportunity, but that's the only. I mean, she wants to have sex. So
what did he want to do?
He doesn't want to.
Okay, so
he just loses out on that girl.
I guess so.
But it's just a conversation, morals. And if she's interested in him, then she'll at least try. Right.
Right.
Or tell him she ain't getting none.
Well, it's almost a respect issue, right? It's. Well, yeah, I guess you. Yeah.
Yeah, you good. I'm celibate. Yeah. Showing up over here acting like I'm celibate, but she's somewhere else getting it.
Oh, yeah. Cut that mess up. Yeah, so,
I'm just thinking outside.
Yeah, but I guess that shows you in the beginning that if she really don't respect you, if you tell her, hey, look, I'm celibate, I'm trying to do this with myself, or work on myself, and yada yada yada, and she still continue to do that, then that may not be the one for you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not.
That's what I'm saying. You just let it go. Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be better to let it go, because maybe
it'll be toxic.
It weeds out the nut.
Yeah, it weeds out the nut. Want to put a nut in a nut? You don't want to do that. Okay, I like that. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's so. Let me ask you this, and I know we had you on for quite a minute, but with all that being said, and all that being done, Would you have done anything different as far
Oh
as
yes.
okay? Elaborate for us.
I would have waited. I would have waited, and not, there's some individuals I would have not had sex with. Um, yeah, I would have waited. And if not, like I said, there are some individuals I wouldn't have done it at 13. I would have waited
Oh
at
wow.
least
Yeah, you scared
until
me with that
16.
13. Man, my
And
God.
it was 13 or 14.
Ooh,
I know I was young.
I'm gonna have to tighten up the ranks around here.
Look, that's why my parents didn't want me hanging with that cuz.
Did you have strict parents?
Hold on. Say that
I did
again.
not. I said that's why my parents didn't want me hanging with that cousin.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
yeah.
Wow.
I
Well, she
guess
ended up getting pregnant in high school.
Wow.
she ended up pregnant in high school.
Yep, that was her consequence.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, what do you think your consequence was?
Um, just starting too early, being, introduced to sex way too early when I didn't know what I was doing.
Hmm.
Um, I could, yeah, and then
So, let me ask you this.
also,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say also looking for love through sexual activity, basically.
All
You
right.
know,
Okay.
And you think that's just a worldly way, right? That's just
it
the
is. I
worldly
mean,
way. It's not
society
of
is
the
so
Bible,
over sexualized right now.
right?
Everybody's having sex, and it's on everything. When you turn on the TV, you can see it everywhere. So
It's in
I
all the
mean,
music.
sex
It's in all
is
the
it's in
music.
all the music.
Right.
Yeah, and people are. It's like that. It's an expectation. Just in dating. Like I had
Yeah.
met this one guy, and he was like, um, every girl he was dating, he had sex with, and I'm like, so you're not in a relationship with him, but you're dating them and you're having sex, and he's like, yeah, and I told him that I wasn't or whatever, and he's like, they all say that. I'm like, oh, okay.
He told him that he wasn't what?
I told him that I wasn't having sex, and he said they all say that.
Oh wow, wow.
And
So
that's the reality of it. You'll meet people, especially some church girls. You'll meet them, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not doing that." And then, like a couple weeks
Wait a
later,
minute. Wait a minute. What kind of girls?
church girls.
Wait
I can
a
say this. I can
minute.
say this because I'm a church girl. I
Oh
can say this
Lord,
because
have
I'm a
mercy.
church girl.
okay,
But
Lord.
that's what guys think. You wanna get some sex, go get you a church girl that's saying she not doing it.
Mm.
But I have
and
let
it,
and,
and
and
it,
I have to let them know that I'm not just saying this, and I let them know by my actions.
mhm.
By my conversation.
Right.
I'm not having sexually explicit conversations. I'm not sexting. You know, I'm not sending you pictures. You know,
Right,
not those kinds.
Right.
So
Right.
not
Right.
those kind.
right.
You gonna have one with a full robe on, the preacher's robe
With
on.
preacher roll on,
Look,
Bible under
one
the left
time,
arm.
With the
one
oil in
time,
your hand. I got some for
y'all
you.
so funny. Y'all so funny. Look, one time, this guy, and look, he was a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
and he was texting me, and he asked me what I had on, and I don't like being asked that question because I'm like, that just don't
Yeah,
ask me.
and
But
it's
he
the
said, "What do you have on?" And so I told him, I said, "I have on a t-shirt and my underwear."
Oh.
And so he said, "Send me a picture." So I sent him, the little emojis. I sent him one of a t-shirt, and I sent him one of a swimsuit.
mm. And he was the pastor. You say?
He was a pastor.
Wow,
Wow.
what
Wow.
is work? What is work coming to? So let
What
me.
is it?
I got one quick question. Okay, so and yeah, then we gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. But okay, now I understand the celibacy part. So how does the trust thing go? Or how do you tie your emotions into the trust of okay, he's saying okay, cool, he's cool with me being celibate. I'm celibate. So when do you start trusting that person to believe that they're actually being celibate with you to create this bond and relationship?
Okay. So I'll tell you this. A lot of times you can tell by guys' behavior because you guys are not good at hiding things or lying.
Mm.
Um, we have what you call women's intuition, and I know we're all instinctively born with it. We know when something's not right, you know, and so I'll know, and I usually do know. I usually can tell when something's going on with whoever it is I'm dating or talking to,
Is
and
that
they don't have to ever tell me or say anything. I just know.
body
I know.
language, or you think it's their body
Um,
language or
I
their
just
attitude?
sometimes it's just a feeling I get, and sometimes it's their behavior. Because sometimes, especially if they're the kind that will feel guilty or whatever, you can tell by just the way um they do things.
Mm-hmm.
They may disappear, unaccounted for time. Like where were you between these hours? When they change up their routine. Um, they're having secret calls, just different stuff. I mean, but a lot of times I just know. I know when I'm being lied to.
I got you.
Mm.
That was my final
I'm
question.
sorry, I can't really explain it any further than
Well,
that.
I
But I do.
understand.
we got it. We got you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
final question from me. Do you think by having sex starting at a younger age like that up until now, well, before 2 years ago, um, do you think that prevented you from finding your husband sooner? Or what is your
I
belief?
do because I feel like I wasted a lot of time in relationships that I wouldn't have been in had sex not been involved. Because,
Mm.
of course, you don't want to think of, like I said, I never had a one night stand. So, like, even if I had met a guy and we did engage in intercourse the first, right away, I'll say, because it wasn't always the first night. But if we did engage in intercourse right away, it usually did lead to a relationship, but it was not a good relationship, or it was not the relationship I should have been in, because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't end up married to any of them.
Right,
Right.
So I
right.
think I wasted a lot of time where I could have possibly have met my husband.
So do
And who knows? Maybe I met him and I messed it up with the
Mm.
sex, having sex with him.
yeah.
Mm.
So I mean,
Prematurely,
Mm.
instead of us really getting to know each other
Right,
and
right.
spending time together, we had sex and that became the focus. So yeah, I do think that could possibly play a role in why I'm still single today.
Mm.
was that time wasted, or do you think you learned anything from that wasted time?
No time's wasted. I did learn.
You did.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
did. I can't look at it as wasted time.
Mm.
I just
Okay.
I learned many lessons during my many trips around the
The
wilderness,
the
Wow.
wilderness
next
around the
40
bedroom,
years. Huh?
around the wilderness.
We don't know what he's talking about,
I don't know.
but
I'm just
Right, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm
we
sorry.
gonna leave. We gonna shut the door on that one. But look, Shalyn, it was a pleasure having you on Turn or Burn. We thank you for being the best podcast helped on
Oh,
today.
thank you. It was my pleasure.
yeah,
Uh,
we appreciate your much.
so look,
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
we thank you and we hope you have a blessed night.
Oh, you too. Thank
All,
you.
All
all
right. Good
right.
night.
Good night.
So as we so
As we conclude, we had a good caller today. Huh?
well, yeah, and she taught us a whole lot.
Yeah.
She basically had us rethink that celibacy thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Open my eyes up to a lot of different things.
Yeah, as far as you know, because being celibacy have being able to focus on what you really want now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
On
not
what you really
clouded. Yeah.
need.
Your
You know?
judgment's not clouded
Right.
with sex and feeling good and
Right.
yeah.
Right. Wow, man. What blew my mind is she said sex at 13. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's heavy, man.
Yeah.
That's heavy. I mean, and I guess at that age we knew, you know,
whether you wanted to or not, or at least you know most of the, you know, you've heard more about it than your parents wanted you to know about it. You know?
Right. So, man, that's a pretty tough situation to be in, because what do you do when you meet this person and you really, really want to, you know, be engaged in the activity with them, but it's not the best option.
It's not the best option. Yeah.
You know? So, because most people don't have that kind of self-control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to take a lot.
Yeah.
And then most of the time, a lot of self-control at a young age, because that's when you want to that's when most people want to begin having sex at a young age. And self-control at a young age in that situation, very hard.
He said
very hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we need you guys to like, share, subscribe, and hit that button.
All right. Hey, guys, do that. Hey, we look forward. Hey, that was our topic on today, turn or burn. And we look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you can get our updated shows. We see you next time.
Next time.